Oh wow. Oh wow. I was muted the whole time. Oh, I was muted the whole time. All right. Well, let me start over. Welcome to the Ignorance is No Excuse podcast. It's Thursday night. Starting off with a big moment of silence. Wow. Mike Kessler is calling from North Carolina, where they still are in prohibition times. They still are living in the old days down there, where they put people in jail for weed. What's going on, Mike? How are you? Can you hear me?
I'm good. Yes. How are you, everybody?
Good, man. Good. I'm just man, it's hot here in Jersey. I can't imagine how hot it is down there, but woo. And I like your
It
shirt.
was like 95 today. It was unreal.
Woo. Now I'm trying to figure out your shirt. It says Marijuana Legal Wana, right?
Yeah.
Marijuana Legal Wana. That's great.
I like it.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, we got to get with it here in North Carolina that they're going to put it off till next year now.
Yeah, so what happened? They voted on it and they moved
They
out of
voted on it. They had overwhelming support. And then all of a sudden it just died out. It's got to go to it passed the Senate with a wide margin. And then it's idling in the House right now. They need to get it on the floor. And I'm sure it'll become legal. It's got the support here.
Can they vote on it in September when they go back in session?
If we could get a lot of people to call in and make an issue about it, yeah. That's what they need.
Do you guys have a North Carolina normal down there?
I haven't heard of one.
Yeah, that's what you need down there too, like a grassroots group, not necessarily normal, but any kind of grassroots effort to like we did at the state houses. That worked out really good. If we get more people out at these state houses,
to
show them that this is what we need as patients.
Knocking on doors.
The problem is most of us are sick and they're wheelchair bound, or they're sick, or they're not feeling. A lot of us are not healthy, so that's the problem too.
Yeah.
Those of us that really need it understand. Yeah, we got stepped over here in New Jersey. We have recreational cannabis in New Jersey, and we go to jail for growing it for cancer. Yeah. If you have cancer, you're growing new weed for cancer, you go to jail. But growing it for profit, no problem, all day. We have no home grow.
I spent 14 years of my life getting it legal in Jersey.
How many? 14?
I testified in Congress.
Wow.
It was a fun time. I wish I could go back and do it again. But we need to do it here. And it's just hard to get people involved. It's a real laid back state.
Did you know Jim Miller?
I was his campaign manager when he ran for state senator.
Right. He's a very good advocate here in New Jersey. I
worked with him for 14 years.
He's amazing, right? He's not tireless. He's not tireless.
He's the one that got me into it.
So, yeah, I'm hoping he jumps on later. Jim's amazing. What else is going on in North Carolina? I think that Philip Morris just bought a cannabis company. Did you see that one?
I heard that.
Yeah, where is that one? Let me find that story. That's a little scary to me. I don't know. It scares me.
Yeah. That's going to push out all the little guys.
Let's see. What was
we need North Carolina. We need to convince all the contact all the House members who said no and changed their mind.
Yeah.
And more, what is it? I wrote it down here. Let me see. Bill Rabbitt of Brunswick County here where I live is the sponsor of the bill, the chief sponsor.
How many votes are you short? A couple? Probably a couple.
Really,
That's what happened
I'm
in
not
Delaware.
sure. Yeah, it's only a couple.
Yeah, they were short in Delaware a couple of votes, and then they had to come back next session, and then they got their 2 votes after that. But who has time to wait when you're sick and suffering? Who has time to wait for these people to make up their mind? Like, they have our lives in their hands, and they just don't care.
Yeah, I agree with you.
You know, they got you. You need real cannabis, and you're going to like the gas station using Delta 8. I don't know if that's good or not. I don't know, but I know they're trying to make it illegal here in Jersey.
I don't like how it makes you feel.
Yeah.
It's definitely not like the real thing.
What does it do?
It just makes you feel hazy and
Yeah.
not right. I ate a bunch of cookies, chocolate chip cookies that were infused with that. And I was up till 5 in the morning. I was freaking out. I'll never do that again. I ate too many of the cookies. They were good. And to find out that I almost ate 500 milligrams put me in another dimension.
Give me a second here. I got to fix something. How are we on a private video here? That's crazy. What's that? It says we are on a private. No, this should not be private. Wow. Check that. It says public here. I don't see any comments. That's the thing. That's the issue I see here. Okay. Video link.
I would like to start a normal here in North Carolina. Get an office somewhere. I'm not doing nothing with my life right now. I got time.
Okay, so here's the thing with the Cannabis. I was checking out Cannabis before. I can't get Neil on, but it's pretty cool. Let's see. Let me get in here. There we go. Okay, so I'm in the website. Here, let me share this with you. I think this is it. Can you see that? Dispensary. Yeah, pickup only, huh? It says pickup only Hightstown. Locations. Let's see. Oh, yes, these are okay. All right. So then pick up. Oh, no, there's legal defense. And I believe if they have any problems, they have a legal team because what he's doing is legal. Because you become a California patient apparently when you join Cannabis, and because of Obamacare, every state has to recognize each state's health stuff. So let's see. Yeah, I would try this
So
one
all
out.
I have to do is join Cannabis.
Yeah, I would check this out. It's actually pretty cool. Pretty cool. Let's see. I'm already logged in.
I don't want to touch my phone right now and change anything because it'll mess up.
Yeah, I thought I was logged in here. Let's see. Try again. Boom.
Some lowlife here stole my iPhone out of my car.
Out of your car? How'd that happen?
Out of my car, yeah. I walked into the convenience store, left it on the passenger seat. Came back, it was gone. $800 phone. I just got done paying it off.
Man, that hurts.
Now I got a cheap Android. It sucks.
Is it a flip phone?
A Galaxy.
Okay, they have those flip phones now again. They brought those back.
Yeah. My problem is I keep smashing the screens on these big phones. I dropped this one last week and it's got a big crack in the corner.
Jeez.
It's all black and shit.
Yeah, I already cracked mine. Mine's only a month old, and I already cracked it. There's a guy here in Bayonne that fixes
I
them.
dropped it. I trying to open my front door.
You have a case on it? Protector?
I had a case. I couldn't see through it anymore.
Oh, man.
I took it off. And then I dropped it
Shit.
onto concrete. Smash.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's my luck. I'm looking for another iPhone online. I might find something one day.
You can get them refurbished for a couple of $100. You get an older one, too.
Yeah.
Like an iPhone 12, an old, or 11, whatever.
I'll even take an 11, an 11 plus. That's good enough for me. Going from a Samsung Galaxy piece of junk. Be a big change.
Yeah, it's true. I love my iPhone.
I'm living on a limited budget here. It's hard. I've been here 13 years. I've been doing it all by myself. I got a 3-bedroom house a mile from the beach.
Yeah, there's two parts of North Carolina. There's the beach part, and then there's the mountains. So you're on the beach.
Yeah, I live on the beach part. I live by Holden Beach, by in between Wilmington and Myrtle Beach.
Oh man, I bet it's beautiful over there.
Myrtle Beach is only a half hour from me down the road. And it's got everything. It's a resort area. It's like you wouldn't believe it.
Resort for adults.
Oh, it's crazy.
Playground for adults.
Block after block for miles is nothing but amusements and things to do. It's crazy.
Do you guys have casinos down there in North Carolina?
Yep.
Yeah.
Uh, Well,
Down by
South Carolina, the border's only a half hour from me.
okay.
So I'm on the other tip further away from you toward Florida. Right before you hit South Carolina. I'm right on the coast.
So are people growing like craft cannabis in North Carolina, or is it just just probably growing for yourself? So it probably is
I
craft
don't
cannabis.
I don't even know anybody that grows.
Yeah. Those penalties are steep down there, right? For growing?
Yeah,
It's more than Jersey.
they're still coming down on you for stupid shit here, man.
Hmm.
We need to like legalize it federally.
Yeah.
Forget about the state to state. Just they need to lift the prohibition on it. There's no reason. Even Biden got on TV. I seen him in a speech on TV he was doing months ago. He said that the law on marijuana is stupid, putting people in jail for smoking something that's safe. That's pretty crazy, isn't it?
You think they're going to do
Putting
something?
putting people in jail for smoking something that's never killed nobody in history.
Right. It's a control thing.
It's stupid.
It's how they control black and brown people during the last century.
This is 2023. It's time to wake up.
Yep.
We're in a recession where we need money, and that's a good way of every state to make a lot of money that they could put to good use.
They're making a lot of money. These towns are getting a percentage of these cannabis sales, and they should put that money back into the town with like wheelchair ramps and stuff.
Right. Oh yeah.
That's what I want to see. Traffic lights. Never mind all these billions going overseas and disappearing. We need money here. We need those billions here.
Yeah.
Really, those billions disappear over in Saudi Arabia and all these other countries, Ukraine. We send them billions. Where's all that money go? I'm sure it's kicked back in some way. How did Joe Biden become a wealthy man? When he went into the Senate, he always used to talk about how poor he was. And now, all of a sudden, he's like one of the richest men in the Senate. So how does that happen?
Well, they've proven that his family's been paid millions.
For what?
And they say they left him out, but they gave it to his family members. You think he didn't get some of it?
What did he give for that? He got the money. What did he give for that? What kind of favors did he give these countries? And
that's what I'd like to know. That's what they're trying to figure out.
Yeah, they're all talking about like what did he give? But they all do it. It's not just Biden. And the Republicans are taking the high ground, like, oh, look at what he did. No, they're doing it too. They're all doing it. They're all full of shit.
Yeah.
And we're the suckers that are just watching it and have to just swallow
just standing back and can't do nothing about it.
The media's bought and sold. Big pharma's bought and sold. Banks, everybody's bought and sold. Bought and paid for. Ridiculous.
He's Bidenomics. I guess marijuana's not in that. He doesn't want the states to make money.
He's hated cannabis
So
his whole career.
Let's not make it legal. I mean, that's smart, right?
You don't want it legal. He's hated cannabis since day one of the Senate. I couldn't stand him.
It doesn't matter. It's safe. He needs to put his own thoughts about it aside.
He's not controlling anything now.
Go with the science.
They're controlling him now.
How it helps people. People that have seizures, they don't have no more seizures after they smoke a little weed. I took MS patients to Washington, D.C. We testified in Congress. I pushed them in a wheelchair. they normal put us up for like 2 days in a motel down the road. They gave us 2 ounces to smoke to roll up for all the MS patients.
Yes.
The whole 4th floor of the motel they gave to us to smoke. The whole place stunk like skunk.
Skunk like
It
skunk.
was crazy. It was.
Yeah. That's what
We
I
had
like
the
to see
place
in here.
smoked up, man. I'm telling you, the whole
Nice.
motel. You could smell it through the whole motel. It was nuts. Two blocks from the White House. It
Good.
was great. I loved it.
And hey, guess what? There was cocaine in the White House back then too.
And it made me cry. I cried for 2 days straight. I had no tears left after I left there. Watching these MS patients, how bad they needed to smoke marijuana to help their seizures.
Oh yeah.
As soon as they take one hit off of a joint, their seizures go away.
Yeah.
I've
Spasticity.
seen it with my own eyes.
Yeah,
And it
sure.
made me cry.
It was amazing watching Cheryl, because she changed my whole
Yeah.
outlook
Oh, yeah,
on cannabis.
Cheryl.
Watching
Oh, yeah.
her with her arms, how stiff they were, and when she would use cannabis, she was able to do this.
Exactly.
And it was like, whoa, I didn't know
another good
that.
point. Yeah.
I didn't know. And I'm like watching this. I'm like, wait a minute. I thought cannabis just gave you the munchies. And then I found
And
out
then all
about
of a
the whole.
sudden you see her be happy and forget all about her pain.
And Jim, both of them are both happy because Jim's stoned too. So the both of them are both happy as 2 larks, 2 lovebirds. It was the best thing ever. And I was like, wow, this really helps her. Why does this help her? And then you learn about the endocannabinoid system, and it's like, oh, the government lied to me all these years. They lied to all of us.
They tried to arrest her. You know, it was
Oh.
absolutely crazy.
What happened that day? Were you
She
there?
broke a little bit. As soon as she took some out and into the public and they seen it, they all come down on her.
Get her! Hurry up, get her!
Yeah, it was like she was a criminal. Absolutely crazy.
Hold on, I got something in the chat here. Can't say it. Oh. Never mind. There's nothing there.
What's that? You got a garage there or something?
Yeah.
A model?
Yeah, this is 49th and Avenue C. We fought for the light here on this road, and we got it. And now we're moving down to Broadway. But yeah, I'll make it bigger so you can see. This is our this is one of our garages here. And yeah, it's part of the intersection. I'll change the camera view. I'll show you what we're dealing with here. Where is my hold on, check this out.
That's pretty cool.
You should see the new one. Let's see, video. Check this one out. That's not it. This one. This is the other view. This is great. I got El Rampador's head in the middle of the street here. I don't know what's going on there. And I'm waiting for our guest to come, and he's going to sit over on the other side there. And, yeah, this is it. This is the normal view that you get.
That's cool.
But when I'm by myself, I just do this view. This view. Yeah. This is fun. It's fun with the green screen background. It looks like the Bayonne is just surrounded by weed. I like that.
Hey, if there's any good looking girls watching, I'm single. I got a nice place by the beach.
Ladies on the beach, North Carolina, vacation. There you go. We should do a dial a date.
Yeah.
Dab and a date. Dab and a date. We'll have to come up with a game called Dab and a Date.
Dab a date?
Dab a date. Dab and your date. Dab your date. Dab your date. And we'll just have questions about, stuff that we'll see if you're compatible. And if you're compatible, like the dating game. Remember you have the 3 people behind the wall and you'd have to figure out who you like the best. I wonder if we could do that. on
I'm
here.
having, I tried with these girls here. They're totally different than New Jersey. I grew up in New Jersey all my life. I grew up in Old Bridge, New Jersey, Englishtown.
How old are you?
60, I'll be in October.
Oh, wow. I'm 55 and I grew up in Old Bridge at some point. I
Really,
was,
Browntown
yeah.
Shopping Center. I used to live by
Downtown. But
Route 516.
yeah, I was by Society
It
Hill.
was right between Route 18 and Route 9. They had Route 516.
Yep.
Yeah, Browntown Shopping Center. That's where I lived off there.
We're across the street.
I lived
It was a
'cause
sky top. Was it?
if you're coming from Route 9 and going down 516 towards 18, I was on the 18 side of Browntown,
Okay.
where the
Okay.
Gulf Station was, like the Phillips 66.
Yeah. Yeah.
Remember there was a an old stock car track there?
Oh, by Englishtown. Okay, you're going towards Englishtown now. You're going past
No,
Route
on
18.
Route 516 is an old stock car track across the street from Browntown Shopping Center. I used to race go-karts.
Oh, wow.
They took it
Really?
out now. There's condominiums in there now, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, there
Yeah.
is. They got Calvary Church back there too. You know Calvary
That's my
Church?
stomping grounds, man. I rode motorcycles all through there, dirt bikes.
That's hilarious.
I went to Madison High School. I graduated on Throckmorton Lane.
Did you ever go to the apple cider factory on the corner there of
On,
Cottrell
thir-
and 516?
on Route 34.
No, on 516 in Cottrell, there was like an old apple factory where there was these brick buildings and there was an actual wine vat in one of the buildings. You can go
And
inside of
they
it.
had an apple cider thing they used to give people.
Yeah, yeah. It
I
was
used
all
to drink
abandoned.
that apple cider and get all drunk.
Yeah, it was all abandoned, these places, but we used to chill out next to Madison High School on
Yeah.
the corner. And now there's a whole shopping center there. But yeah, we used to hang out back there and smoke weed and
Madison High School is right on Route 9 in Throckmorton Lane.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, right there.
Yep.
I lived in Society Hill,
Okay.
right there.
Wow, we're homies.
That's so funny. I didn't know you were from
We're homeboys.
Browntown.
Imagine that, huh?
Browntown, man. That's great. I went to St. Joe's though. My bus
How's that
picked me
for
up.
a small world, huh? Out of
Yeah,
all the places ever, me and you, we're we're talking about Browntown, and you know,
shit,
you
man.
remember Giants, in there. What was it, Woolworths or something?
Oh, in that shopping center. What the hell was it called? On
Right,
the
Rickles. Rickles used to be in there.
Rickles, yeah, Rickles.
And
There's
then on Route 18, they had two guys.
two guys. Yes.
I love that place. Yeah,
Wow.
small world.
I lived on Route 18 in East Brunswick for a while, above the Gucci Pooch. It's a
I
pet grooming.
went to a drug program called Damon House in New Brunswick.
Okay.
My father died when I was 14 years old, and my mother died when I was 14, and my father worked in New York and he couldn't take care of me. So they sent me away to that place.
Oh wow.
It sucked.
Yeah.
I used to ride a moped all the way down Route 18
Oh,
from the program all the way to Old Bridge. All
man, that's
back road.
dangerous. That's so dangerous. When I worked in New Brunswick and coming home at 2 a.m, I used to work at the bar and I would do sound. The cops used to mess with me all the time, pulling into Route 18, by the mall there. And they used to mess with me.
East Brunswick Square Mall.
Yeah, yeah. Right before the Brunswick Square Mall, there's all those houses. Well, I used to live above the pet grooming store that was there, and
Yeah.
cops would fuck with me. They used to just fuck with me, and a couple times they beat me up. East Brunswick had a really shitty police force back in the day. They were
Yeah.
bad. If you were black or had long hair or brown, you were getting screwed with.
Right.
I was low hanging fruit. They used to just harass me. They used to pull me over all the time and just harass me.
Never mess with me. I never had no trouble.
East Brunswick? Oh, that's good.
I used to buzz right through there, go all the way to Old Bridge on a moped.
Yeah, Old Bridge is better. Old Bridge is, I felt safe in Old Bridge. Not East
Yeah.
Brunswick. Man.
I used to walk through the woods there and go to my house and go to the Brunswick, go to the Browntown Shopping Center. We used to swim in the pool on the left side of Browntown. There was a pool, a community pool. Remember?
Trying to think.
My mother used to take me there.
I don't remember the pool. I didn't go there.
Yep. Right, that brings back a lot of memories.
Yeah, my first job was on that farm on Control Road, or 516 on Control Road.
Yeah.
Little farm there. I used to work there. I think it's still there.
I haven't been there in so long. I have a couple friends I still talk to from high school.
I got to go to Matawan and install a ramp. We have a 25-foot ramp we have to install at those condos over in Matawan off exit 120. That should be fun. It's a big ramp, man.
Where do you live now?
I'm in East Hanover.
You're up north.
Yeah, I'm broadcasting from Bayonne, but I live in East Hanover. Sometimes.
Oh. Well, if you're ever down this way, you're welcome to hang out. I got two extra bedrooms with a bathroom and a shower.
Hell yeah.
I don't even use them. I got a whole half of the house I don't even use. But it's all furnished.
What did you do today over there?
Today I rode my motorcycle. I got a beautiful Harley.
Oh, man. Nice. My friend's going on a cruise.
Let's see if I got a picture of it.
They got these fat boys
How
with
about
these.
how about if I show you in person?
Yeah, here you go.
All right.
Let me make it bigger. Hold on.
Hold on.
Let's see. Oh, here we go.
Can you see it?
Oh, yeah. Look at that. Is that
Let
green?
me get a flashlight. I could show you a little better. Hold on.
What color is the tank?
Pearl white. The whole bike's pearl white.
Man, that's cool.
It's a 93 wide glide made into a fat boy.
Okay.
Here. Dark in there. You can't see it. Oh.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. That's nice.
Huh?
Wow.
Look at that baby.
That is sweet.
Isn't that nice?
What year is that?
93.
You do any work on it?
Huh?
You do any work on it?
No, man. It's got 19,000 miles on it.
Wow.
I traded 2 mini bikes for this.
Oh, shit.
I'm not kidding.
Well, it was a little old lady. I took it to church on Sunday.
It's absolutely beautiful.
Wow.
See? Can you see it?
That is nice. Look at that thing.
Because I don't know if you can what I'm showing you, but
Yeah, I can see it. It looks great.
yeah. Here's my little one. Look on the back.
Wow.
It's an antique.
Yeah, yeah, it qualifies. Wow. Wow.
That's cool, right? That's my baby.
That's a sweet one.
Uh,
You know what they have seats that go back that recline now? They're actually reclining back seats on those things. That's like, wow, really?
yeah.
Not a sissy bar, like a reclining seat. Like, like it's come on. Massage chair, heat, speaker, some speakers in your ears.
Yeah, right.
Ridiculous. I've seen some crazy looking Harleys lately. Like, wow,
Yeah, I'll show you my house.
all the swoops on them now.
I'm walking outside here. There's my place.
Oh yeah,
That's the one with the American flag.
right on.
Yeah, that's me. I take care of the neighbors' yards and stuff. I grew all that grass. Got these pointy things.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Pretty cool, right?
Don't get hit by a car.
I'm walking in the house now. And I got woods in the backyard. Not bad. I don't have neighbors. I don't no noise. I live on a dead end street. Pretty nice.
How are the cops down there?
Never bothered me in 15 years. The 13, 14 years I've been living here. I've never been bothered at all.
I might be tempted to
I
grow
mean-
down there. If I was in North Carolina, I might be tempted to grow, like outside on a friggin' mountain.
Uh,
Take a ride out in the woods.
there's no mountains here where I'm from, where I live.
Yeah, you're on the other
There's-
side. Yeah.
Yeah. It's flat.
My friend said he would put a pot plant in a tree, on the top of a tree, and then put a water hose going up the tree to feed it with water. I'm like, that's a great
In a
idea,
tree.
Chucky.
That's a good idea.
I know. I thought that was brilliant. I'm like,
That
Chucky.
is brilliant.
I'm like, Chucky, that's
Holy shit.
amazing.
I never thought about that.
Yeah, put it up in a tree. They'll never see it.
That'd be a good way to disguise it, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
And you,
And
you
who
feed it
would
water.
look to see if there's something growing up there?
No,
Wow.
no, nobody would
Wow.
know. Do it. He said he did it. I don't know if he did it, but he said he did it. And Chucky, he's great. He's crazy, but he's great. He might have done that because he's an
So how would
arborist.
you get the water to go up the tree, though?
He said with a tube. You put a tube up there, and you run the tube going up the tree, and you feed the plant that way.
You'd have to have some kind of pressure to push the water up the tube.
Water pump, yeah, whatever you got to use. Yeah, hand pump. Probably a hand pump. Don't need much pressure. Yeah, I like that idea a
Wow.
lot. I'd like to do that here in Bayonne.
You got my wheels turning now.
Yo, you're a patient. You have to grow your weed. You need it. You can't get it there. You can't even get it there.
I can't afford to go to jail neither, so I'm not
No,
even gonna take the chance.
because you crossed over the border.
There's so many snitches here.
Oh,
I heard there's 2,000 CIs, confidential informants, in just this one county.
man. Yeah, because you crossed the border, the imaginary border, your disease goes away and you don't need cannabis anymore.
Ugh. Yeah, I've been playing it safe.
No, you have to. It's crazy. It's a shame what they put us through.
I'm smoking CBD, you know.
Yeah,
Oh shit.
I would definitely check out the Cannabis, man, too.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, good stuff. Here in New Jersey, we have cops that I'm trying to get a light here on the corner, and the cop just told me the other day that we don't need a light there. First cop that I've met that doesn't believe in public safety. If you put a traffic light up, it decreases the chances of fatalities by 50%. And that's
I'll tell you what, they've been really doing a lot of that here. They just closed off Route 17, like the major highway where you go to South Carolina from here.
yeah,
Then you get on 17 south, and it takes you right to Myrtle Beach,
right.
all the way through Myrtle Beach. You just stay on 17. It takes you all the way through it, and you see everything. And
Yeah.
the main road that goes to 17, they just closed off.
So
I
now
had
what?
to turn back around. I couldn't even go that way. So they are, because people had to pull out into the road and then wait the medium in a major highway. Like they had to wait into the medium for it to clear so they can pull into the oncoming traffic. It did something with that, but now I got to go way out of my way though to go that way. But it may save some lives, right? They just paved all the roads here. It's not bad. I've seen a lot of improvement. Can you still hear me, Ed?
I'm sorry. I'm trying to deal with this here. Yeah, fair use. They just muted one of my videos. One of my podcasts. They've been going back years. They went back to 2020 and muted one of my videos because of a karaoke song. I'm like, no, it's karaoke. Wow, that's messed up. I'm shadow banned sometimes. I believe that I'm shadow banned on Facebook because we tell the truth here about cannabis and we don't take shit from these politicians that are all full of shit. And I believe we're
I
shadow
don't know
banned.
what the deal is with all stupid shit.
Yeah, yeah. They control everything. They control the media. They control how we think. They don't want anyone else to control how to think. We have the illusion of control with this government. Oh, who's this?
Bro.
Here we go. Boom. Hey, Jim Miller. How are you, sir? We were just talking about you. Oh, we lost him. He was there, and then he's gone.
That's just like Jim. He's never been good with the computers. He tries.
He'll be back. He's gonna try again. He hit
I'm
the wrong
sure.
button. He hit the end
He always does.
instead of end. Hit send instead of end. Oh man. Yeah, Jim's amazing. Okay, there he is. Jim Miller. Hello, Jim. Can you hear me? Oh, Jamila. Can you hear me, Jim?
Yo, Jim.
Yo.
Jim, you there?
Oh, we lost him. Here he's back. He's back. Jim's back, I think. Jim Miller, can you hear us? Can you hear my aluminum foil?
Oh, no. I did it.
All right, there we are.
Mike Kessler? I know a Mike Kessler that looks just like you.
What's going on, man?
Not much. Good to see you. See, you can
Yeah,
be
how you
involved.
been?
By my standards and by the world's standards, I've been great. It doesn't take much, you know.
How's your
haven't got
legs
a-
doing?
What's that?
How's your legs doing?
Uh,
Your feet?
on the good days, you can't tell I got any problems unless I got to squat down and pick up something. You know, something like that. How about you?
Pretty much the same.
Yeah. You know. Nice. We
I'll
can
be
get that.
60 in October.
Yeah, that's pretty old. I
I
don't think
guess I'm
that.
doing all right.
Yeah. I can't wait till I get to be 60. Oh man. Oh boy, oh boy, oh
I burned my finger.
boy. Oh, that's right. We can do that. No breaking any laws here.
So Jim,
I'm
he has to
smoking
smoke
CBD.
CBD. He's smoking, Jim. CBD because there's no cannabis in North Carolina.
So it's not really by choice. It's just like what it is.
Well, you know better.
Yeah, I do. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. How's that old Monty Python thing? Oh yeah. Winks as good as a blind. The wink's as good as a nod to a blind man. Yeah, that's right. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Know what I mean? Know what I mean? Say no more.
No more, no more.
Yeah. Well,
What's
here-
going on? The North Carolina bill is stalled again in the House. Sitting there.
Well, we know about stalled. Yeah. We're going on 2 years stalled with home-grow bills, both for adults and for patients, and for adults and
Right.
patients at the same time.
My congressman from here in Brunswick County is the chief sponsor of the bill. His name's Bill Rabin.
Oh, you're a senator, you mean, or senator or assemblyman? You don't know.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
Senator.
what's his name?
Bill Rabin,
Rabin. Yeah.
Rabon, Rabin. Rabin.
Raven, Goldfield, and Raven. I don't know which one sounds worse. Call them that one. You know, it's the game changed a little bit here, I think, maybe with somebody who's a registered patient being nabbed for growing. Lefty, do you know how many plants Willie Beamer is accused of growing? Oh, that's right, we're including you.
No, he was supposed to call in tonight too.
Well, Joanne's talked to him, or I messaged him real quick and told him I think CMMMJ could be more help than they've been so far, and I'd see what I could do about that. You know, I mean, as long as we're here and they're there, and I can't talk about, I don't talk about board business and CMMJ as a group much, but it's not board business. It's just that, as you see, and I mean, I know Ken thinks he's helping out by saying you should get in touch with Senator Dorr because he's in Senator Dorr's district. So Mike knows what he's in the district of a Republican senator, state senator, and who supports the medical patient home grow bill. So when you were here, you may remember that Republicans are not our friend for anything medical marijuana here, generally speaking. Well, now it's almost like flipped in the Senate because 5 of the 15 Republican senators support patient home grow bill S342.
Well, that's good. That's what we need to do here in North Carolina.
Yeah, but that isn't doing nothing here because the bill still hadn't got a hearing yet. For 2 years, Senator Scutari, who you know is the guy that helped us get medical marijuana passed, he's the guy keeping it from being heard as Senate president.
Yeah.
Because he's trying to be the godfather of cannabis legalization and start getting some income into the state, which means not letting adults grow. Not letting adults grow their own yet means not letting patients grow. So adults don't start going, hey man, if they can grow, why can't I? Fucking adults, I gotta tell you. Ugh, they're the worst. As I look at 3 adults here.
Well,
so it's Senator Dorr got elected senator because the powers that be in New Jersey wanted to mount a good campaign against Senate President Sweeney. So this novice, this political non-functioning politician, he's a truck driver, he got elected to the Senate. And he is a co-sponsor. Lefty and me both went to a fundraiser of his to meet him. And so we could kind of draw a little closer and see if he couldn't help straighten the Democrats out. So we have a chance to use Republican senators to bitch at the Democrats for like being turncoats. You know, I mean, basically, it's the only way to get them to move the bill or step out of the way. So Ken suggested, look, if he should approach Senator Dorr about this. And you know, Ken should know Lefty and me should approach Senator Dorr about this. We're the ones that bothered spending $40 we each probably didn't have to go or is it $20? It's 40, wasn't it? Yeah. So that we could get to say hi, and we had good time with him. And his chief of staff is a woman who has a child, now a young adult, who needs medical cannabis. She's basically pretty much non-communicative, rather special needs, and she's his chief of staff. So we have a very good foot in the door. And we haven't abused it or anything, you know, but hey, now let's do this or now let's do that. We get to reality, you know, they may be able to help, but it's different rules. Yet, I think Ken's on to something. What do you think, Lefty? It's not asking Senator Dorr to get involved in the case. It's going to be asking Senator Dorr to make a move on Nick Scutari. And
Yeah.
maybe head up a block of 5 Republican senators who are co-sponsors, fully 1/3 of the minority party in the Senate, to call out Nick Scutari, call him out, say you've been not allowed this bill to be posted because Senate President says don't post the bill. The head of the committee doesn't post the bill. And if he's your Senate President, which it's going to be that way, they're in power, he can pretty easily block anything from being heard, just from being heard. Our Senate President isn't blocking a vote, he's blocking an informational hearing. That shows he's running scared about something. I mean, normally you can let the informational hearing happen and find a dozen ways to block it from being voted on. He knows that. And I think he overplayed that a little bit. Now that there is a man having been arrested, don't know the amount. For some reason, I have 15 plants in my head. I hope it's no more than that. But he's the example of why this needs to be moved. If it's vote it down after hearing, take a behind the scenes vote. Maybe, okay, we're not putting it up for a vote because we have the hearing, the informational hearing, and there's we don't have the votes. If they can show that, then that's the way it's going to go. But we have really good standing to think that Senator Dorr might be good with that because they've been in the minority party for 22 years now. And this is a chance to pick up a seat or two, potentially. And I have a good idea for one as it is. That would be in a Democratic district where the senator's against medical cannabis as well. So he'd be the one to get out of there. And there's a constituent in the district that lets me write his letter for him, emails to him. So we have contact with me being the ghostwriter of a constituent's emails to him. So I would imagine Lefty and or me will be maybe asking Tina about this, that it might be a good idea to make a move based on that. That's good political cover. You know, it's what politicians do. I have a constituent. Yeah, you know, for him to say, I have a constituent who has been charged with growing cannabis. He is a registered patient. And the bill that would have allowed him to do that hasn't been allowed to have an informational hearing for well over 2 years now. And then he could say he has a problem with that. Senator Scutari, this should have been heard 2 years ago. This is not going to go on, you know, and make a move on him because it'll have three out of four people are going to say, yeah, what the fuck? So we're going to be making a move as soon as we find out a little more about it. And it would be awesome if Willie got, you know, I've never talked to him. It's good to be face to face, so to speak. Or in this case, face to naked, Lefty's naked upper torso.
It's hot. I'm dying.
Really? How hot is it where you are?
Like 90.
Wow.
It's very humid.
Like 95 here today.
Well,
Willie's going to call in. He has his break at 8:30. He's going to call in at 8:30 so we can ask him those questions. I don't know how many plants he had. It doesn't say. He's looking for a lawyer right now.
yeah.
And it's a shame that this is a patient and now he has to be stressed out. You know, when you're sick, stress is not good for you when you're sick. And this is not what Kuma is about. And,
It's not supposed to be.
you know,
It's going to matter how willing he might be to be pretty public about this. I mean, you can't really not do this publicly. It's not gonna help. I mean, for his own case, for
Yeah, he needs
Yeah.
people showing up at the courthouse. That's what he needs. Patients to show up, and maybe we'll have a thing where we'll give out weed and we'll give you a joint if you show
Yeah,
up.
you know, anybody showing up should go through the lawyer. I mean, if he's got a lawyer, like in John Wilson's case, he thought it was a great idea. But we weren't there to break laws. We were there to say that they're not following laws with their own court case, that they're not, John Wilson was not allowed to say he was a registered patient.
Oh man.
What makes it, why would we think that any different will happen for Willie? Because that is not part of the case. That has nothing to do with the case as far as a judge most likely is going to be concerned. I mean, we got to have good field vision as to what may and may not work. But I know one thing, doing something that the lawyer could turn around and not like would be wrong. It's his lawyer, it's Willie's case. Everything has to go through the lawyer. I mean, it should go by, my opinion.
Yeah.
In John's case, he was his lawyer, it was his idea. And we got, I think 49 people was my top count to Somerset County Courthouse. And at that time, that was the largest gathering of patients for anything like that. It probably still is, other because it wasn't for fun. And you know, be the hurt party before you're the angry mob. I mean, you want to turn from the hurt party, you know, at some point to be a little more forceful. But I see this as a way to get legislators in New Jersey involved. And I see this as being different than John Wilson's trial, because we didn't have any law passed then. That was 2008, I think, or 9 or something, 8 or 9. Yeah, it was right just as it was being passed, as a matter of fact. But we got all the way to having, I believe it was Senate President Scutari, looking for who was it before Christie? Yeah, Corzine. He might have been looking for a commutation or a pardon from Governor Corzine, which wouldn't happen. Didn't happen. But I think it was Nick Scutari who asked him. So you see the irony of a full circle. The guy that's holding it up for patients now, 12, 13, 14 years ago, he asked for a pardon for somebody for this, and he'd already got it passed on the Senate floor, homegrown. So it's a very interesting story for the media. Look at it from their point of view. This topical now, where it was obviously a good story for John Wilson. This is due to the dereliction of the duty of the Senate, and even having an informational hearing on a bill that would have prevented this from happening. And it didn't prevent it from happening because Nick Scutari prevented it from having a chance to even be heard. So I think this could be the breaking of the logjam of him holding back the hearing. I don't see how he insists on this not being posted for a hearing now. I think this is what he didn't want to happen. I mean, at some point it would almost been okay for somebody to have one plant and turn themselves in, you know, say, well, let's find out what happens now. Because there's been no consideration. We made it legal for patients, yet the penalties are the same as they were when it was illegal to grow. So, I mean, I see it as an opportunity, you know.
It says here under 50 plants. Willie had under 50, which is second degree, 5 to 10 years in prison, $150,000 fine. Life is over.
You know, if
Ridiculous.
Also, if they have possession amount too. I mean, I know it's under 50 plants, but I thought there was a dividing line statutorily speaking for over and under 5 pounds, or maybe that doesn't exist anymore, you know? I mean, in other words, under that, if for possession there is, but I don't know how that works. Otherwise, I just hope it's a sympathetic number. John Wilson's case, it was 17 plants. So that, if it was able to be admitted, was going to be presented as, yeah, you want to make sure you have enough, you know, like the you know, for the original Pilgrims didn't try to grow enough food through February. They wanted enough all the way through the winter, and then you don't calculate how much each person could eat and try to grow that much food. You grow way more than you want. Doesn't mean anything was going to be distributed, but it gets tougher when it gets to me, like that 15 plant thing is going to be the sympathetic dividing line, and I'm talking about legislators, not about a jury. This is exactly the case, especially a man of color. Yeah, you could say he might not be treated the same as a person with white privilege would be treated on this, and historically that could pretty well be taken as fact. Not that it will have anything to do with this, but I'm just saying it's I guess it's the test case that needs to happen before we're going to get anywhere. So I mean, I'd rather it not have happened, but that it has, it can open doors. But I got to tell you, the radical demonstration, anything perceived as more than just showing up, I wouldn't be surprised if the lawyer would have a cautionary tale about that. I don't know when, we don't know what the goal is until oh, the lawyer, I know when know the lawyer's name, it was familiar. He mentioned Joanne just posted a couple hours ago that he had messaged that he said he was going with, and it was a name I knew. I could try to get it, but I'm afraid I might lose you. Can you hear me?
Was it Ed's lawyer?
Yeah, I can still hear you right now. You look like an advertisement. Let me see. Here. Get back to you in a second, Joanne. Worry.
An advertisement.
I don't know what that means. Talking about Campbell, Mr. Campbell?
Yes, I think that's it.
Campbell.
I can't find Joanne's.
Yeah, I liked him.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know why I can't find.
He was on
Oh,
standby.
there it is. Yeah.
He was a standby lawyer.
He said, no, Michael Hoffman.
Oh, Hoffman. Yeah, sure.
Okay, now how do I get you back on? I can hear you.
You're asking me. I'm lucky I'm here.
I'm just clicking all the stuff at the top of the screen here.
I'm happy to be here too. Just
Oh, this blows.
are you there? Are you there, Jim? Jim, are
I'm
you there?
here. Yeah, I'm here. I don't know where you went though.
We see you. You just can't
No,
see.
yeah. Well, what happened is I had you on where I could see my upper screen where all my stuff is. So I went to go to Facebook so I get on the messaging thing, and
well, I will smoke to that.
yeah, I'm
Keep
not
pushing
gonna.
buttons again.
We'll
Man,
smoke
this
to that.
it's
Stoner
horrible.
moment. The Stoner moment is brought to you by Cannabis.
I'm bored, Chad. Joanne, are you 20 minutes ago? Okay, how many plants are involved? Oh, okay. Yeah, Joanne got back to me. I asked her, do you know how many plants are involved? She said 15, and then under it, arguable.
Right.
I'm hoping that means arguable that, they were, a couple were just seeds or something.
It's just sprouting,
Yeah,
sickly, who knows?
yeah.
Does that
I
count?
What
don't, I
is the
don't,
bill actually allowed to grow? What could you grow?
Zero.
well, I mean, but if, it wouldn't have been 4 plants, but if it was 4 plants he had, or 8 immature, because you're allowed 4 adult and 4 mature, I assume they could start out as all being mature. Also, as an adult, he'd been allowed to grow 10 as a patient, and the other bill, the one for both adults and patients, where adults could grow 6 and patients could grow 10. So if he had 15, he'd only be 50% over what's been proposed in S353. And this is not cool that I can't see you though. I don't like this. I may go out and come right back to the meeting. I don't know what else to do.
There's Willie. What's up, Willie? How are you?
There we go.
Yo.
Okay, I'm gonna be back in a minute then.
All right, Jim. Jump off and jump back in because he
I
can't
will.
see anything.
Okay.
What's going on, man? Let me just say I'm very sorry that this is happening to you right now. This is ridiculous. This is not what any of us voted for or any of us want. For you to have to be stressed out and suffering over some bullshit.
All right.
Man, what happened and what's going on, man?
Well, I was doing the grow. Wow, that was loud. I had put up a little greenhouse. I had it covered up, sealed off. Figure I could get away with a little side grow. I guess one of the neighbors ratted me out and had the cops called on me.
So what
And
they
how
smelled
many,
it? Oh man.
how many oh, hey Willie, now I can see you now. I was having some technical difficulties, and I am the biggest technical difficulty in my life, I'm one of the proverbial, I know how I can use it, I just don't know how to do,
Right.
oh, the picture disappeared. Anyway, yeah, right off, I wanted to say, I think, of course, everything at your discretion. The Coalition for Medical Marijuana needs to be as involved as possible about
Right.
this. And as a board member, I can't say much about the rest of the board members, but with legalization going on, there's a lot of stuff going on at the same time. And as I messaged to you, this has been personal to me for 30 years, getting patients access to their medicine. And when I say access, I mean affordable. And if you can't afford it, should be able to grow your own. We came
Right.
this close. I just went back and checked with Joanne. She said she thought 15 would have been the number if there's going to be a number of plants mentioned in whatever the citation is. Would that be correct? Would it have been 50? Is it how many plants were growing?
Yeah, that's what they saying. I had 15.
Okay, what do you say you had?
0.
I'm sorry, that was the lawyer in me. I'm not a lawyer, but I mean,
It was 12 to 15 plants.
yeah, okay. Now, as much as we all would like to help, Joanne said Michael Hoffman might be your lawyer. Is that
Yes,
correct?
that's what I'm thinking about hiring.
Okay, well, whoever you hire, as we were talking, I was mentioning if we were gonna show up at a court hearing, or we were gonna do anything of that nature that we could do to help, that it should go through your lawyer. I mean, the lawyer should never get a surprise like, oh, by the way, I'm gonna have 25 people smoking pot outside the court. No, 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 not if the lawyer says no.
Right.
But that we are willing to do what your lawyer might want, and lawyers do like publicity, because it does put pressure on, you know. Then you know, we're willing to take suggestions from you and your lawyer. We're willing to offer suggestions. And this, looking from a different direction, is going to be able to put pressure on the Senate president, who is keeping the patient homegrown bill just for patients, not for adults.
Right.
There's two bills. One would be for patients and adults, and then the other one is like a lifeboat bill, that if that bill doesn't get traction, and it's not the homegrown bill, the Senate president is not allowing either one to be heard in committee, because without his permission, a committee head is not going to post it for a hearing. And he's visibly out in front of it like that. That's not a matter of question. We don't have, that's what's going on, and everybody's well aware of that already.
Right.
Thing is, you live where you live, and where the infraction is, and where the court's going to be is in the 3rd district, and your senator, Senator Doer, is a truck driver who in the last election beat the Senate president for his seat with no political experience at all. He was kind of whisked in by a behind the scenes dispute, a power struggle, and the more powerful wanted Sweeney gone. And he wasn't swept in because he knew what he was doing. He's a man doing his homework while he's there. Lefty and I went to a fundraiser of his, not being a very Republican, either of us. And after he co-sponsored the patient homegrown bill, that wasn't really a surprise, because his chief of staff has a now adult daughter, was younger 10 years ago, who is a patient. So their office is very good with that. And I'm trying to instigate a Republican coup of the 5 Republican senators who co-sponsored this bill, while only 3 Democrats do. That's odd when the Democrats have 25 and they got 15. Democrats got 3 co-sponsors, they got 5. Republicans are going to want to make some political hay out of this because it's their election cycle coming up. So it's at a good time of a 2-year cycle to be able to put pressure on the legislature to have done their job. And all of it might not really add up to a lot as far as your case goes, but I think it could. It's, you know, your lawyer will be able to tell you that.
Right.
And because you won't really be able to argue in court, probably. It would be questionable if you're even allowed to mention that you're a patient, because a judge can say that's irrelevant to the case. The case hasn't been passed. You don't know which direction it's going to go.
Right.
But I got to really hope that everything, the background I just explained, is going to add up to being able to possibly even make things just disappear, where it becomes more trouble than it's worth to anybody. Sometimes those things can be minimized to the point where it won't be a huge effect. And also down the road, I think that's going to involve finding ways to help fund this for you, whether it be fundraising or a GoFundMe of some sort. But I also think that if it's not against 501c3 regulations, that's between the coalition and Sativa Cross, which are both functioning New Jersey nonprofits. I don't know. Might be able to help make something work, but we just can't sit by and watch this shit happen to you, you know? It's
Right.
not right. It's not right. You know, it's but it all comes from you. It's like we're at your service.
Right.
We can certainly suggest things, but I'm gonna try to hope I can convince other people, because cannabis consumers are a lot like herding cats. They just go off in every different direction, like dogs function
Yeah.
like as a group, you know? And
Right.
cats, and you know, if they had a
You want
race,
to do
they,
it?
yeah, you can't call a cat, you can't group in, they don't rendezvous well, you know? So it's hard to say, but I'll certainly be doing what I can to make sure everybody knows. As we already talked, you know, it's, while we're used to being able to just go and, you know, especially if you're a patient, as I am, and Lefty is, card carrying patients. Patients have a right to smoke anywhere we want. I mean, whether adults do or not, patients could legally go up and use their medicine while protesting. But that would have to be okayed by your lawyer, you know, and
Right.
it's, you got to think, because if a man's going to help you out, I mean, he's going to charge you to help you out, but you don't want to make his, we don't want to make his job harder, you know.
So, Willie, what happened to you? The police came and knocked on the door, and then what happened? Did they break in the door? They point guns at you? I mean, what?
They
What-
actually, I was in there. They actually called. I came back from the store. They talked to me. Actually read me my Miranda rights. Then put the handcuffs on me, and then it's basically the same thing that usually go on when you get arrested. They take you to the police station, write out your paperwork, and then they release me.
Did man? And you told them you were a patient. Did that? I mean, it doesn't matter, but
Yeah. Well, they asked me, was it for personal use? And I said yes. And, answered all their questions.
Personal use as a patient, you are a card holding patient, right? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. I don't want to assume anything, you know, I know that's what Joanne said, but if somebody else says, oh, he has a card, I want to hear it from you, you know.
I have a card.
All
I
right.
actually got a card about a week, 2 weeks after the charge.
Oh, really?
Right.
Had you already applied for it then?
Yes.
Oh, so you were in the process of getting your card, but
Right.
you really wouldn't be able to afford it so much unless you grew it.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
do you
Yeah,
have to
John,
make oil for yourself, or do you use flour or edibles?
I use flour. I make oils too. I make my can of butter. Make a can of oil to make cakes and stuff with.
Nice. I know to make FICO, you need like a pound of weed a month. So,
Okay.
I mean, that's not out of the norm for a patient to want to grow a pound of weed a month, because that's like a normal dosage for cancer patients or for even Crohn's.
yeah, and if you wanted to grow 3 months worth, because you don't grow a crop every month. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, 15 is not, that's what we were saying before. I was hoping it would be at that or less. Because a bill that's been prevented from having a hearing for 2 years now, there's two bills. One of them is adults would be able to grow 6 plants and patients would be able to grow 10. So in that bill, which is being blocked, you only had 50% more growing, which, as everybody knows, is gonna, might not make it through a full grow. Or you could have just destroyed what you didn't need. You grow a little more. And legally speaking, there's a lot of, it's I don't, I agree it should have never happened, but
It's a lifelong.
now that it did, I can't help but thinking how this works on the like if this is going to be of media interest, if they want to take it to court, if you decide, well, we're not going to just settle and sign here, whatever you decide, and you might decide that anyway, but we'd like you to be prepared for everything. So, I mean, at any point you can say, I'm cutting a deal, and we at least were ready for the rest, but
I mean, there's an argument here for social justice. They keep talking about social justice. So where's your social justice?
Right.
Here we go. You're putting a black man in chains for growing cannabis, but all these rich people can grow it for profit. So where's the social justice here? It's all a bunch of bullshit.
look at this
Right.
podcast right here. If you said, okay, these 4 people are having this discussion, if they were all, one of them's in this position, what would happen to us as Caucasians that might not be afforded to you as a non-Caucasian? I'm just saying that
Right.
that realistically does play a part. And I don't know, I just want to rub it in somebody's face.
We're
you know,
back to square one again. We're back to square one. We all talk about, oh, we're putting black people in chains for cannabis. Well, here we're back. We're doing it again.
total disproportion. Anyway,
I don't get. Yeah, it just really upsets me to see this because, Willie, you're not the first, and you're not going to be the last, and it's really upsetting to me that this is the scam that they're perpetrating against all of us. And I'm sorry that you're going through this, man. But I'll help you any way I can. And if you want to smoke out your courtroom, or you want me to just smoke you up before your court, I'm willing to dab you up. I'll bring my dabber, whatever you need,
or
man.
if you want us to smoke you out after court when nobody's looking. I mean,
Before, after, you want me to spill bong water in the court, I'll do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna keep y'all informed on what's going on. As of now, my next court date is September 21st. So
Okay.
I will definitely keep y'all informed and let y'all know what's going on with my lawyer. We'll stay in contact.
Yeah, the charge standing right now would be well, they call it manufacture, growing in an amount of 15 plants.
Right.
Because if we're talking to anybody, say legislatively speaking, gonna rub their faces in it, said, told you this was gonna happen, told you this is gonna happen, we've been asking for a long time. And I write behind the scenes, I write letters from constituents to their to assembly people and senator, engaging them about home grow, because constituents gets replies where me, as the co-founder of a nonprofit not in their district, they don't need to reply to me. And basically there will be patients who are constituents of their own representation in Trenton, that are going to be putting heat on their legislators to do something about this, in the form of, if you can't allow this bill to be heard now and you don't object to the man in the way of it, this is the procedure, the way it's supposed to go. And I think that this is going to really put heat on people and need heat put on them in Trenton. And
Yeah.
I shamelessly rub this in their face. And I've been arrested 3 times, making a point that only being arrested would made. And I'm not that kind of person. I'm not brave or nothing. It just needs to be done sometimes, you know?
Right.
And hey, you know, and I don't generally say it to a lot of people, but seriously, look up Jim Miller, medical marijuana, New Jersey, a Google search, just so you, and it'll be integrated with both of these 2 visions over here.
Right. I looked earlier. I looked on it when we was talking.
Yeah. You know, and back in the day, Mike Kessler here, the other one on the bottom line with me, I guess same screen as you. I was just looking at that little quick commercial thing, PSA that you made. Mike's a burn victim, and he went out there and did a public service announcement. And, you know, when a law that's not working or is stalled affects somebody's life and they stand up for it, it gets noticed. And
Yes, it does.
yeah. So what, are you taking a break from work now, Willie?
Yeah, I'm about to get back in here in a minute.
All right, well, I know I appreciate you taking the time to come on real quick, because now we have a little bit more information, and the 21st is the scheduled date. So we can start dispersing this information without making plans.
Right.
And then if you could let us know whenever you get together with Mr. Hoffman, what he says. Yeah, tell your people anything you want. Then when he says that to you, you tell us what we need to know, and we'll be there for it in any way we can, man.
All right, I'll contact with you. I'll let you know what I'm setting up for this weekend. I have a couple questions I need to ask, and we'll go from there.
All right, Willie.
All right, Willie.
All right.
Thanks, man.
All righty.
Good luck. God bless.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Hey, we get to work on this,
Man.
It's
See? This is
The stress
legalization
he
in New
must
Jersey.
be going through
yeah.
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
must be unreal.
So it's 15 plants. Well, we get to get in touch with Senator Doer now. I'll get one off to to Tina, and I'll probably go through Jason. Seem like this is funny. When we talk to Senator Doer, and we've known for a long time Tina, his chief of staff. So I mean, she's introducing us as like in very flattering ways to the senator, and
Yeah, I know. It was great.
I know, and so now this is going to be something that really accelerates things on our end for getting these bills heard. We need to do that before the end of the lame duck session, which goes on through the all the way through January.
Yeah.
There won't be time to get a vote on it, but that doesn't matter. We need to have the hearing, because that information works. It'll be immediately reintroduced and get started. So you don't really go back to zero or anything. And pretty much everybody who's co-sponsor now, who is reelected, automatically co-sponsors it as well. But this is, it's very hard for me to be happy that we have what we need to move forward and shove something down their throats. But it sucks that we have that. You know what I mean? It's a very hard pull for me, because I can't be happy about that in front of Willie. All right, Willie, we finally got a battering ram. But my take is
there's a lot of willies out there. There's a lot of people that are getting
Yeah.
busted
Well,
right now. Black and brown people that we're not hearing about.
I was telling him what I did, more or less, to it's kind of funny when that happened, and I'm getting a pretty good buzz. For a second I thought Mike fell. When the camera came down, I'm like, did Mike fall? What happened? Oh no, fuckhead, it's a camera.
It did.
Oh,
It
but
sounded
anyway,
bad. Sounded really bad.
Yeah, my take on Willie would be, he'd personally be okay being out in front of this. He didn't seem like it'd be like, I'd really rather not. Because another thing about being a man of color, you kind of grew up feeling like you had a bullseye on you, a target on you. And then you were really reluctant to be out in front of things publicly. It's a lot harder to be that person as well, I think.
Yeah, he doesn't take
He
someone
must
who's
be going through a lot of stress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, also then being able to have somebody fight back on your behalf relieves a little of that stress, maybe,
Yep. It's good to have a team behind you.
At least he has some support. That's good.
Yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, and it's good to see him and talk. This is good technology right here.
Yeah.
Once I figure out how to use it, man.
He's got Jim Miller, man on a mission.
Yeah, but I did look at one of those. He did like two public service looking things, and it was the one I hadn't seen in a while. And, you know, it's really effective. Yours especially. But I think this is going to stir it up a little bit. I think that we may be at that tipping point for Senator Scutari to realize he has to let this bill be heard. Simple as that. It's just that he doesn't have to allow it to be posted for a voting session.
You can use my clip if you want.
Yeah, well, that's the kind of thing that comes in handy, you know. It's sort of like you would have been a good example that then here for home grow, simply because you're not a man of means, or like Roger Miller would have said, you're a man of means by no means. King of the road.
The man that shouldn't be here.
Yeah. So you know, well, look at that, 8:56, and we had a nice guest here, you know.
Good stuff, guys. Thank you. Thank you all for tuning in. We want to thank cmmnj.org, the Coalition for Medical Marijuana New Jersey. Cannabis. Check out Cannabis, Mike. Check it out. You might like
will.
it. Yeah.
Right after we get off here, I'm going to check it out.
I wanted to get Neil on to explain it better than me, but you're basically becoming a California patient. And because of Obamacare.
I'll talk to you on the phone. We'll get together.
Yeah, it's interesting. I joined. I'm part of it, and I like it. I've used it, so yeah, I'm sold. I like it.
I'll talk to you about it.
We got the United Food and Commercial Workers, Local 152. We got JacksonStorms.com, Smoking Monkey, Arlo Glass, OprahMachine.com, Pure Puff Lifestyle Shop, and SativaCross.org. Our list begins with Cheryl. We were just talking about Cheryl before, how you know, how we didn't know. Well, I didn't know cannabis did all these other things. I thought it gave you the munchies, and then I saw what Cheryl did and how it released her spasticity for her arms, and I'm like, I didn't know it did that. And then I had to do my research from that, and I'm like, wow, I learned a lot because of Cheryl. I did the research. I did a deep dive.
Spasticity isn't just this. Sometimes it's that.
Yeah.
Cheryl, your everything just draws in.
Oh,
yeah, man. It's like that.
One hit off of a joint, it just goes away.
Yeah. I was like,
it's pretty quick. And sometimes you don't even notice it going away. But
I know people that have seizures here, and I gave them some CBD oil to do. I got a bunch of CBD oil, and I gave them some, and they said they haven't had seizures in 3 weeks. They used to have 3 to 5 seizures a day. Now they have none. I just don't understand why they don't legalize it.
Because they don't have to until somebody makes them legalize it.
Yeah, but they can make so much money on the side off it through taxes and whatnot. It's a business. It's Bidenomics. If he wants to really call it that, that should be in it.
So I don't know, without explaining it, at the end of the podcast, Lefty acknowledges everybody helping and everybody that's no longer with us to be helped, who could have been helped. Otherwise, I don't know if you'd know. That's how he ends it. And then an ode to remembrance, an actual ode to remembrance written over a century ago. So that's what he does. His job is to make people feel bad at the end of this. And we're the only freaking people here to feel bad. But I go along willingly.
It's supposed to go out on a happy note, we always go on a sad note. We want you to feel like crap.
Yeah, it's generally for people who are being engaged. If there was other people like right here, right now, it's like a reflexive thing that when it's all done, you want them to go away feeling bad about something. Maybe they can help do something about, because that's what motivates people. If you don't got money, you gotta make them feel bad enough to do something, you know? So, go ahead, Lefty, make us feel bad. Mike and me'll feel bad.
Sabina Rose was a 15-month-old baby who died waiting for her cannabis. And because of
Sure.
Chris Christie, she had to spend 4 months of her short life getting a psychiatrist to
Yeah,
talk.
right. Well, that was the legislation, the way it was written up, so many checks and not balances, checks on making things go wrong. That if you're not an adult, you have to be evaluated psychologically. But they didn't take into account that it could be somebody so young. How do you evaluate a 15-month-old? It was stupid. And they actually went through what? Look at the mobile, and she said gaga twice, good enough. That means she thought, what do you do? They put them through there. They moved. They had to move to Colorado because that's where their child.
No, that was Vivian. That was
Oh,
Vivian.
Vivian, right.
It was
Yeah.
Vivian. Sabina
Sabina.
passed. She had a 25-hour seizure and she died.
That's why they moved to Colorado. Brian.
They wasted her time. She had no time, and they wasted months of her life going to a freaking psychiatrist that she didn't make no sense.
Yeah.
And that time could have been spent getting her on the program. And no, they just terrible.
And of course, the parents' lives were changed forever. And 15-month-old.
We talked to Brian the other day about Vivian. He was on 710 on Cannabis Patient Awareness Day. Brian Wilson called in, and Garrett Angel was called in.
Yeah,
and that was really cool.
Yeah,
they updated us on, and Vivian's doing well, and man, it's good to hear.
She lost her patch. Vivian always had an eye patch.
Yeah.
Because it would keep seizure. It had little perforations in it, like what you look through with an eye test sometimes, like you can actually see through those little holes. And I've never seen her without a patch.
The patch was because when she would see like a pattern on a wall or a pattern on the rug, she would get lost in the pattern, and she would have a seizure because she would get lost in that pattern. But when you have an eye closed, you lose that depth perception, and the patterns weren't affecting her, making her have a seizure. Same with strobe lights. Strobe lights will cause you to have a seizure.
Ceiling fan looking up at it.
Yeah.
I mean, the whirring of it, that'll do it.
Man. Diane?
You remember Washington, D.C., Jim? Where we all took all the MS patients with wheelchairs and rolled them up there? Bert?
Yeah, that was
remember how we cried the whole time?
Yeah.
Watching them at people, how it helped them. It was incredible.
It made people feel bad.
That was powerful, wasn't it?
That's why you make people feel bad about it. And we did that good,
Cannabis patients?
Yeah, that was powerful.
Yeah. All right, Lefty, makes you feel bad.
Those were
I
cannabis
pushed
patients?
them all up there to testify. Yeah.
Well, that's burned in my memory. Don't worry about that. Oh man. And we'll get to a lot of there'll be a lot of first names coming up when Lefty rips off the rest of the names real quick.
Gracie,
And it feels
Cindy
like
Mae,
blows,
Marie, Jack, Joan, Randy, Polly, Bill Buckman, Chad, Jeremy, Colette, Matt, Troy, Russ, Roger Barber, Jay, Ella, Hattie, Jackie, Anthony, Jake, Armando, Felicia, Lynn, Dan, Sean, Joyce, Lori, Frank, Brian, Flo, Carl, Thorne, Frank, Lorraine, Terry, Charlotte, Cher, Jaybird, Michael, Marley, Colette, Brendan, Red, Rico, Lulu, Becky, and Jeff Oakes.
Oh man, it's like body blows when you get to. I mean, I don't have time to comprehend each name to a last name in a person. It's like a stroke. But when it gets to 3 or 4 in a row, it's like 1, 2, 3, you feel it, and you don't have time to recover from going all about one. So thanks for making me feel good. You're good at it. However, we got somebody we can help. Maybe, it's
Yes.
feel bad for Willie, but I don't know. Maybe his situation will help move things along, and he'll know it, and maybe it'll help him get a really way low end result, something that doesn't affect his life too much, and maybe we can help to take the financial sting out of it. And I'm going to make sure CMMJ has a chance to show up on this, and give him a chance to vote me down. That's what I do. I'm not the rubber stamp. I'm not that kind of board member.
I want to smoke it up. Smoke up the courtroom.
Yeah, well, we could, but
Hey, Jim, what about cases getting expunged in New Jersey?
it's still more difficult than it should be.
Yeah.
They're trying to streamline it a little bit after finally realizing that you almost need a lawyer to end up doing it. I don't know.
You have to get a lawyer to do it?
No, I think there's things that are streamlining it a little more, and there's probably, if you had to have help, I'm assuming there's somebody by now that is helping people.
I would like to have that case I had in Bergen County taken care of.
Mawa, was that
Yeah.
Mawa?
Oh,
Yeah,
my
you remember that?
Oh, please.
No, I remember that. Yeah,
That town. What happened to Mawa?
just passing through.
Passing through, they found a jar in my car.
Mm.
That's
Yeah.
I can't stand that town.
It was for personal use, Yeah.
Yeah, it really was, and you could use a lot at that time. You were capable of using it in good amounts by yourself.
Yeah, that wasn't even enough. That wasn't even enough.
No, it wasn't. Well, what was
And
it?
I got busted and charged and put on probation for 3 years.
Well, what was it? A quarter pound or something?
Yeah.
I remember. Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you done okay since.
Yeah, I've been fine. I got no points on my driver's license. I got a clean record, but totally out of trouble.
Well, get that shit expunged and get stuff going on where you are. I don't know
I
how that's
want
gonna
to.
happen.
How do I go about it? You gotta help me.
I could end up knowing more about it. I think what I'll need to do is my own.
I'd love to get that behind me.
Well, for getting it expunged. I'll put it out there, who to contact. There's got to be somebody you can contact,
All right.
All right, well,
Okay.
listen, I'm gonna go back and probably watch an episode of Suits. I guess it's on Netflix or whatever, It's fun to have one show. It's not like, oh, I really want to go rush and see it and I get all ready. It's just something that doesn't have commercials, it has a continuing sort of storyline, and it doesn't suck. I know. I used to argue with my brother Rick when he'd say, at least it doesn't suck. I say, I need more and it doesn't suck. And then I learned
I got
that
cable TV, man.
he was
commercials every 10 minutes. And you get 10 minutes of show, 10 minutes of commercial.
Yeah, I know. And it
sucks.
Well, yeah. I at one point tried having something to do, like I was in the middle of at the computer, and I'd be watching something and I'd use the 3 minutes plus to real quick get something done. And then I'd get 15 minutes worth of something done in an hour, which was sometimes more than when I didn't have TV on because I'm a lazy fuck.
It's a shame you got to watch a movie like that.
Well, I'm gonna get to the evening. I'm glad I'm glad Willie was able to get on. It's it had to happen. I mean, it can't be the only grow arrest of somebody who has a card, but it's the first time I've heard of it. So I hope we get to play. I mean, he's going to get what he's going to get, and it's not going to be any better for us not helping. And
Well, hopefully it'll help out a whole bunch of other patients besides just him.
well, it's good. We got a log jam going here. I think this could like unclog that drain. How many metaphors can I use in one sentence? All right, listen, dudes, I got to get going, but glad to see you, Mike. And
Good to see you too, brother.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Jim.
I'll see when I see you. Oh, or we're gonna be at the columns someday. As far as I know, the weather is gonna be good.
Okay,
Just,
I have a rental car. I'm going to keep that rental car for 2 more days because I want to do that.
Well, like I said, in other words, we're gonna be going regular, but I am hoping that other people go so that I don't have to every Sunday. In other words, as long as Brian can get up the steps and down. And other than that, it's just we're protesting. There's no ramp at a venue that's a prime venue on the beach in Avon, just south of Asbury. And there's no way you can't just say, look, I need a ramp because I like to get to your venue and I don't care if it costs $100,000. Yeah, that's a losing fight. So we're just gonna get Brian. I went once already, him getting up 10 steps, ass crawling like because and his legs being tight. It takes like about 5 minutes, step by step, and everybody's on the wraparound porch eating. So people eating, coming and going and walking by all see that. And all we are is nice as hell to everybody. We never mention the word ramp once, but I guarantee you all around that wrapping porch, hey, this place doesn't have a ramp. What, that guy didn't have a ramp?
Yeah.
Apparently there's no ramp. I never noticed. A lot of places don't have, they're thinking ramp. We're like the mimes.
Right.
That demonstrate it. Then we have something patronize it. And then this time we left a 50% tip so that in cash, so that the servers are going to love us by the end of the season. And maybe all we get out of it is they're okay with helping Brian get in and out all by himself to record. He records music, the audio and one camera on it, but he's a professionally equipped to do that. It's what he does because when his MS keeps him from going out, and it will in a few short years, he'll have this to go. But anyway, if we can get that for him, that's something. But you never know. I just love this new form of activism, not engaging them, patronizing their business, and leaving a good tip. That'll show them. It's really kind of weird, because that ain't our style. and yet it's going to slowly work, because I almost felt like we were spoiling people's casual Sunday at 12 o'clock, right on the beach. We're right across the street from the beach, So anyway, yeah, that's why I just want to make sure while you're here. But did you? Oh, and real quick, so I'll let you go. Were you able to go back to the Facebook thing and see those videos, Lefty?
I'll check again. I'll check again. No.
Yeah. It's Facebook. You can go to that thread.
I didn't get anything from you. I didn't get any link from you or nothing, actually.
No, no, you have, yeah, I have to,
you got to go on my page and put the link on my page. That's
but I can't, because it's on the thread. In other words, it's part of a comment. It's like a lot of short videos thrown in as comments to something, and there's no way to corral that and send it.
There's a way to share it, though. Isn't there a way to share it? You could share
Well,
it.
I'll tell you what, we're gonna be there Sunday. I'll get another,
All right.
I have to get more storage on my phone. This was, somebody else taking the video. And he doesn't know any better how to send it than I do. Wanted him, okay, you know what, I'll tell him, send it to my page, put it on my page, because then I can share what's on my page with anybody. That's what he was supposed to do. But I don't think he uses Facebook that much, and he certainly didn't know much about his brand new phone.
It might be friends only. You might have to change the privacy. It might be friends only.
Yeah, it could be. Okay, I'll try looking at it. If I can, I'll get something to you, you know. Mike, I'll get something to you as well, because now that you know what
Now
we're
you know.
talking about here,
You're in on the
it's like,
secret.
I don't want to talk in front of you and not see
All right, bro.
not see what we're up to, though. All right.
All
I'm on my
right.
way. I'm gonna click leave. Peace out.
What
Catch y'all
songs
later.
to the battle? They were young, straight of limb, true of eye, steady and aglow. They were staunch to the end against odds uncounted. They fell with their faces to the foe. They shall grow not old as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them,
them,
nor
nor
the
the
years
years
condemn.
condemn. At the going down
of the sun,
sun